Welcome to Just Us Thinking. I'm your host, Michael.
And I'm your co-host, Rebecca.
And I'm your AV guy, Mikey.
And here we go. Another video-sode. And where are we at?
This is my house.
Yes, it is. Well, this is our house, but yep, this is my house. So, we went over a lot of dress code.
We did, yeah. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, there are some things for dress code that, we went, man, it was just, there's so much, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of stood out to me the most was like the schools, like the high schools don't have much of a dress code.
Yeah.
You just have to be covered. Your torso and your shoes or your feet have to be covered. Like,
right.
What the hell?
Well, and that was what Mikey said he wasn't sure. He thought that the dress code from his previous school came up to high school.
I know, because, I remember, it was just, the dress code was, crazy, and now it's just, they really don't care anymore.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It's kind of weird. I don't know if I like it or don't.
Okay. It's interesting. So
it is, yeah.
Now, that was dress code while you're in those environments.
Okay.
But we're in my house.
Our house.
What about the dress code? Is there a dress code for home or school when you're at home? Because, Mikey, you're doing remote, right?
Yes, I was.
So when you did remote, and now and Mikey, this is where you got your generation, and COVID changed this.
Right.
This is a big difference. Now the schools have realized, we don't have to have snow days, or now we could just do remote learning, right?
Yes, and you see, they took away our snow days, but not really, because okay, so the problem with the snow days is it's you still have to go, but it's
they don't do anything, do you?
No. We just sit there and we play these stupid little games that give us a review of what we learned, so we don't forget it, but overall it's just a couple hours, we're off by noon.
Yeah.
And then it's go up and do whatever.
I think they're kind of pointless.
I agree.
I mean, it's he's I'm done. I'm it's 12 noon.
Yeah,
right.
but I'm done.
What happened to your remote learning day?
Right, right.
I don't know. It's just crazy.
I want to say they do that just so they say they had it as a school day, and they count it as a school day, and then everybody takes that. Everybody half-asses it.
Right, yeah.
Which is exactly what we do with the dress code. I may or may not be wearing pants.
Yeah.
Mikey, and you brought this up when we were talking about it, right? The episode where the guy's wearing the shirt and tie, and was it a Folgers commercial?
I think it was a Folgers commercial.
Yeah, it's a new
Folgers?
Folgers.
Folgers, however you want to say it. I don't care. But it was a commercial where he was on a Zoom meeting, and he just wore a suit and tie, and he was wearing no pants. It was hilarious.
Or he got up in workout shorts or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now here's the thing. Now, if you're, and I'm not saying I do it because I have to come downstairs to my den.
Right.
But how many times have you gone to work in your pajama pants?
Well, I have my pajama pants that I sleep in, and then I have pajama pants that I work in. And I kind of I kind of switch them off a little bit. Sometimes I don't always change, but I try to make sure that I do change, just to get out of because I don't want to work in the clothes that I sleep in.
Hold on.
But you are.
Hold on.
Yeah.
But I don't. No.
No.
You switch pajamas.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I have a pair to sleep in, and I have a pair to work in.
But still, they're both meant for sleeping in.
So
it's still you're wearing pajamas.
I know, but I'm not wearing the same ones that I slept in.
I know, but I find it hilarious that you have work pajama pants and you have non-work pajama pants.
Right. And every once in a while they change.
Yeah.
I know.
The only requirement she has is the pajamas that she sleeps in cannot be the same pajamas that she works in.
Exactly. It's like
You realize what you're saying?
you,
She has no. She's been doing it so long. She has no clue that there's a problem here.
no.
We're just lucky she puts on pants at this point.
It's hilarious.
You're
though.
lucky I put on pants at this point.
So what do you wear for work?
Generally, I wear shorts. I wear shorts. Yeah.
So you would have generally you would have the shorts that you sleep in and then the shorts that you wear to work, which are two different pairs. Right?
You're not wrong, but I think because you call them pajama pants, it makes it sound funny.
If you say so.
Like if you said, "Yeah, I sleep in pajamas and I put on sweats to go to work," there's a difference there. You see what I'm saying? It's like I've got work pajamas and I have.
It's like just the name.
The name is what makes it funny.
Okay.
I mean, that would be like saying you have work underwear and sleep underwear. Right?
Okay.
See? that
that face made it. That face was the determining factor for
right,
this.
right.
It's like me saying I have like sleep pajamas and then school pajamas. It's like you see there, which I don't know why, but people have worn like pajama pants to school and slippers. I don't know why. But
Wear
that's
regular
weird.
shoes. Come on now.
Well, now that we're work from home,
Yeah.
if you're school from home, do you have to put on shoes?
No. I mean, unless you want to, but I mean, I always put on socks because I don't like walking around barefooted.
Okay. And I have slippers that I walk around in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so now here's the thing, and I got to be very, very careful with this. And this is where we're going to get into most of the show.
Okay.
Is if I'm wearing, I've got some shirts that are
Not work appropriate.
definitely not work appropriate. We bowl, we do a lot of stuff. So we have a lot of shirts that we got from promotions that are alcohol or stuff like that.
Right.
We do a podcast and we do with other podcasters. Mm-hmm. So if I buy thanks for the smokes.
Yeah.
They may have a little bit of marijuana items on there that has that depicted on the shirt. And if I want to support them, I might buy a shirt of theirs, right?
Okay.
Or I might do something with them. And if I have that shirt, I'm like, if I grab that shirt and I can't go to the office with that. I have to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
But if I'm working at home, I should be able to wear whatever I want in my house, right?
I would think so.
This is my house.
Yeah. I mean, I can see where they would want you to put on something more appropriate if you're going to be on camera. Just, I guess, like out of a respect. Not really. Out of respect, or good taste, I guess.
And I can understand that to a certain point.
Yeah.
I would say if you know that if you have to be on camera for a period of time, then you have to wear something appropriate.
Yeah. I remember some of our team meetings that we had. I'd shower in the morning and I'd have my towel over my head.
Right.
And somebody was like, "Rebecca?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I washed my hair this morning. I hadn't had time to dry it."
See, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, "Oops." I was like, okay.
So
whatever.
Should there be leniency when you have an oops moment in your own house?
I mean, I would think so. I just wouldn't make it like a habit, because, you have those on set days, what days you're going to have those meetings, make yourself presentable, I guess.
So here's my question for it that we're going to get right into it. With cameras, should businesses or should your company require you to be on camera, and should they require you to turn on your camera?
Unless you're on a specific meeting, I would say it shouldn't be a requirement.
And I don't think it should be a requirement at all. People have different things in their background.
Yeah.
There could be, I don't necessarily want everybody at home or at their home to see what my home looks like. This is my private space, and if the police show up at my door, unless they have a warrant, I could tell them they don't have any right to be in my house.
That's true.
Why should it be any different for a corporation to put something like that in your house?
Yeah. I mean,
why should they
and
be able
that's
to
when they
invite
should maybe like have like the virtual background so you can't see what's in your background.
So here's the problem. I had a virtual background, but when my laptop upgraded, and because we're not on camera very often, that when I didn't even think about that when I got my new laptop from work because they upgraded and stuff upgrades.
Yeah.
And I forgot the background, or sometimes the background doesn't go through, and sometimes that background kind of like pixelates and causes issues.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't take. So my problem with a virtual background is it's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
So anybody that's watching this show, we will eventually start dabbling with the virtual backgrounds as well. But the background here, look, that's real. That's not fake. We don't have a fake background. I don't. There's something about that I don't like. I see it in certain aspects, but then I have to make sure that set is upright, and then if I'm not close enough to the camera, if the camera angle's not on me, then I've got to make sure that the camera is pointing in my direction, and it generally isn't. It's right beside me on there. So when I turn on my camera, you can't even, you see my head, you see this right here. This is all you see right here, and and the light that's on my headset. That's all you see, and you get like you barely get me, and you get everything that's on my wall on the side. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I know people that are like have their desks set up in their bedroom. Yeah. Bedrooms are very private.
I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could work in my bedroom and then sleep in my bedroom. Like, just do that repeatedly for 5 days a week.
The problem with it is if you live in an apartment or something like that, and I'm not going to, because I work at home, go to the apartment complex and say, I need extra, I'm going to pay for an extra bedroom. For my office. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could have it like set up in like your living room in the corner or something. But again, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I would not want to have it in my bedroom.
I agree. I don't either. But here's the problem. We do the podcast in our den, in my den. This actually turned into my work office. Right. Before it was my work office, this was kind of my personal space. Okay, so I have my and I'll have see if Mikey could post some pictures on this, and add that to the video here. But I have like my wall of skulls. I have pictures. This is my personal stuff. Right. My alien that's sitting up there, and then I'm a big weapons guy. Right. I like different types of weapons. Like a boomerang is a weapon. Did you know that? It's a weapon. I have the weapon that Xena uses. Okay. Xena Warrior Princess, I have her weapon. I have drinking horns. I have so many different swords, nunchucks, all kinds of like exotic specialized weapons that are cool that I have hanging up, and this is kind of my space. That's what I like. So when I go on camera at work and they see some of this,
they're like, don't go to his house in a tornado.
Well, and that's kind of the joke. But the problem is if someone sees that and says, oh, he has weapons, I don't like weapons, I'm offended by what you have in your house and what you're showing on camera. That's where I have that. This is where the privacy issue happens.
And that's a whole nother thing. These people that get offended by something like that
should go fuck off.
Well, go get a life. Yeah. Go find something better to worry about than something that's in someone else's home, which you're probably never going to go to.
I agree. You're,
Like, get off your high horse.
yeah, and I will tell you, if you're scoffing at what I have, you're not. And don't worry about what's on my wall because you're never going to come over and see it.
Yeah,
Just not going to happen. You're not my type of people.
You're not.
It's not going to hurt
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
The one I have, it's I want to say now I do have I loved Walking Dead,
Right.
so I have Lucille hanging on the wall. I made it. I found a baseball bat. Me and Mikey, and I think you helped.
Yeah.
We actually made the barbed wire that went around it. We wrapped it. We built it.
Yeah.
We made it because of the show. It was a show prop, and I'm like, ooh, I really like that. I can do like the Negan voice really good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really good. I'll do it just so you know. Little pig, let me in. That was from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
He said that in The
Right.
Walking Dead with his leather jacket and
Yeah.
his
And the
you know,
bat.
and the bat and you know the character was an asshole, but I liked the character.
Yeah.
It you know he was just. You know, it was one of those characters that you hated, that you liked, he had an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, you love to hate them.
Right. So I have his weapon there. I've got a couple throwing axes, and I have my stuff in here. This is my stuff that brings me joy and makes me happy.
Yeah.
This used to be my Zen room, and then work kind of invaded that because of COVID.
Right.
And now you know, if someone at work says, oh, well, you can't have that, I'll put up the virtual background. I don't think that you should be able to tell me I have to have my camera on.
Right.
But at the same time, this is my personal
Yeah.
space.
I was going to say they should give you the option, but I mean, I don't know. I think for like,
There's better ways to track your employees if they're working than using the camera. Keystroke something, monitor their screen activity. I know my business can do that too.
and you know, your camera's not on all the time, is it?
I unfortunately with mine kind of fits behind the monitor, so you can't really see the camera at all
Okay.
when I have it up. So my camera placement is not in the best spot.
Right.
But what if you have your laptop up and it's on? If you don't have the screen of that little thing over the camera or
yeah.
something covering it, what's to say the company can't say, well, that's our equipment. I'm going to turn on the camera to see what's going on. That
Now,
has happened.
that I don't agree with. I don't think that shouldn't be.
So it
a
happened.
thing.
The problem is it
Yeah,
happened.
I
So
know.
here,
And I don't think it should.
I'm going to give you the story of what happened, just so everybody knows. Is there was a woman, she was working, and she got off at like 5. Mm-hmm. Now she worked in her bedroom,
Yeah.
which I don't agree with. So from what I understand, the laptop was going to do some update.
Right.
They're constantly updated. So, and they all tell you don't turn off your laptop when you're trying to do the update.
Right.
So what happened is she left it up. I don't know if her laptop didn't have the thing or she didn't slide it over. She may have forgotten to slide the camera lens to close it or whatever it was. Something happened where she either forgot or whatever. The laptop was going through an update. She put it off to the side. And then when it updated, she logged out for the day. She closed out. And then when she said update, I don't know if she said just restart. I don't think she used a shutdown or if it didn't give her that option.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, regardless, the laptop was still up. Mm-hmm. Now, her and her husband decided that it was they were going to get a little frisky in the bedroom. So they're off work. She's off work. She's not on the clock at this point.
Right.
I understand. She is not working at this point. Her laptop's in her bedroom, kind of off to the side on her desk at the end of the bed, and it's updating. So she's going on her days. They go cook dinner, and then later on, her boss, I guess, was working late, and her boss was like, "Well, we have WebEx. What do you have for yours? Is it there's TeamSpeak? There's all
We
kinds
have
of
Teams, but we don't ever use our cameras.
You don't, but there's always that chat program that will tell you if your computer's on or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was, and it's WebEx or whatever it is. Some people use it's whatever chat program your business uses. There was a little indicator on that when our boss was working late, it said that she was online. Well, the computer updated and it just reconnected everything. So the boss saw that she was online, and he texted her and said, "Hey, what are you doing up? What are you still doing on?" Mm-hmm. He didn't get an answer. He didn't get anything. So he's like, "Well, I could just remote and see what's going on." So he clicked the button to view her camera, and caught her and her husband getting freaky. And so that's my problem with the camera in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Is if you have I mean, that's why you want to close it.
And not everybody should have access to that camera.
The boss did.
Yeah.
So so here's the thing. I think what happened was the boss, I don't know how much he watched. Nobody knows how much he watched, right? But now, how would she feel going to that boss knowing that she just watched, he just watched, a porno starring her.
Yeah, and her husband.
And then so he reported it to HR. I think he kind of felt guilty. Mm-hmm. He didn't know if he was going to get caught, so he reported. He goes, "Hey, I saw her online. I reported the camera, and this is what I saw." And he reported to HR, and they fired her.
Wow.
And that was a case. And now I don't know what happened to the end of it.
Okay.
I tried to find it, and it's buried. Wow. And I don't know. I'm sure people would want that buried.
Yeah.
Everybody in that
both parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Is if I don't know I'm on camera, or even if I'm in a meeting or something like that. Here's the thing: what happens if I just got out of the shower? I don't know that you're on camera, or I don't know anything, and I walk in to give you a kiss, and I'm wearing a robe, and I forgot to tie it.
Yeah.
That's my private home. I could walk around wearing what I want to wear, or lack of.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mikey. That's what happens.
I don't think I want to see that.
Right. But and Mikey, we talked about it with you too. If you're doing a school thing and you happen to, you said it yourself, you have that Zelda sword hanging in your background, right?
Yeah, and I love that thing. I'm a big fan of Zelda.
Right. Now we've built medieval maces and stuff with different things. If those are hanging in your bedroom, in your private space there, and someone sees it on camera and they say, "Oh, this kind of violates the no weapons policy," what about that?
It's hanging up in my bedroom. It's not like I'm gonna take it to school.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm not taking it to school. It's in my private area, and it's a decoration. But it's not sharp.
That's where school invading your private space, or work invading your private space, causes conflict. This is why I don't think I really think that I should have a right of what happens in my house. And that includes, if I want cameras in my house, I should be able to put cameras in my house. If I don't want cameras in my house, I should not. I should have the ability to say, "No, I don't want that camera in my house."
Right.
My house, my rules. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
So if work says, "Hey, we're going to work from home," monitor it a different way without being able to spy on my private space.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing. What happens to say that someone that has access to, I have my laptop open, we just got done, I didn't close that thing, I have the virtual background. People have the technology to, well, I want to see what else is in his room. I want to see what else is there. Mm-hmm. Can they remove that filter? Because all it is the virtual background is a filter.
Right.
Can I remove that virtual background and then see what happens? For example, what happens if I'm in bed? You know what? It's hot. I'm in shorts, no t-shirt. I'm sitting in bed, and you're working in our bedroom, and you have the virtual background, so you can't see me. But if someone, from the company says, I could remove that filter just to see what's in her bedroom, can they see me in the background there?
No.
And is that an invasion of my privacy? I
would think so. I would consider it.
Yep. So I don't know. I think COVID made these changes. I want to say people should have the right to have the privacy in their home. And it works for the government. It should be working. I don't care if you work for the company or not. I shouldn't be able to, because I work for a company, to say, well, you know what? Because I work for you and I have a camera here, I don't have privacy anymore.
Yeah. No.
That shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
What happens if your camera's set up and you didn't know it, but it catches the bathroom. So every time you go to the bathroom, if someone checked your camera feed, they can see you go into the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah, it is. So
kind of a crazy thing.
It's crazy. I'm glad we don't have to use our cameras. I don't have to use my laptop. It's nice.
I want to say with our company policy is they say they would like you to be on camera. No one has ever said it's been a requirement yet.
Yeah.
I want to say the minute they start saying that I have to be on camera, is probably the minute I probably take legal action for privacy issues.
Yeah.
I have to say I value my privacy. I'm on video on a podcast now. Here's the thing. That camera is pointed to where we set it up. Mikey, go to your camera. His camera is where we set it up. Now, Mikey, I'm going to ask you here. You could reach your camera, right?
Yes, I can.
Yep. So just kind of pick the whole thing up, and I want to show people the wall behind you. So we're going to use your camera there. There you go. Just kind of tilt it up.
Trying to.
Yep.
It's caught on the...
Yep. Just kind of pan it a little bit there. So if you look on his, do you see that's the non-podcast wall. That's what we don't show you, because this is what we have a lot of stuff down here. There's a lot of my personal items. Now, I don't care if I show them on podcast or do something like that if I choose to.
Yeah.
If I say, hey, Mikey, do this, and I choose to put that on there, that is
like what you want on there, and you're okay with it.
Right. But we purposely made this camera angle that catches Mikey that doesn't catch any of that. Because I don't necessarily always want that on our podcast.
Exactly.
I choose what I want. I choose what we do. And it's because it's my house, I have that right. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Good show.
I think that was a pretty good show, yeah.
I'm hoping that other people that are in the same situation may think about, if they have their camera in their bedroom, make it either take extra steps to make sure, put a blocker over that camera. I mean, buy a little piece of tape or electrical tape, whatever, block that camera so it can't be used, and that way you're not gonna get a compromising position.
Yeah.
I really do. So if you like what we say, like what we do, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're also on X.
Yep. And then you can listen to our regular episodes on iHeart, Spotify, Apple, Samsung, and YouTube Music.
You can also watch our videos, subscribe, like on YouTube, Rumble, TikTok. We're on all the platforms. So
we're all over the place. So.
Yep. I'm all for privacy. I think that's my main key. Is I'm okay. What someone does in the privacy of their own home, whether they're working or not, or at school or not, is still a pivotal part of our rights here in America.
It is, yeah.
So it is what it is.
It is.
All right. Good show.
Good show.
All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.